So Farah, I've had the pleasure of you being one of our speakers in our very first band startup stories celebrating women entrepreneurs. And I know tonight the many conversations you and I have had and your support of me and helping each other and the conversations we've had, I've felt I've grown as a human through my contact interactions and help from you. And I know tonight the story you're going to tell and your journey is going to have a slightly different take than what you told before. I'm sure there's similar ingredients, but I'm really looking forward to hearing your story. So Farah Saad, founder and CEO of Become Mindfulness Consulting. And see, I'm already in a meditative mood here. You've already put me at ease here. So that's why I'm probably too relaxed. So I will now hand it over to you. So Farah, thanks for joining us today. And I'm looking forward to hearing your talk.
Thank you, Colin, for having me back. I'm so excited to be here as always and share the stage with you. So I want to do things a little bit differently here today. I don't have a slide deck prepared, and I actually want everyone to just take a deep breath with me. All right, so we're just going to close our eyes for a second, and we're just going to inhale through our nose and exhale out. And we're going to do that 2 more times. And with each breath, I just want you to let go, come into your body, let go of your day, let go of any thoughts that you're having, and just be present in this moment with me. So we're going to take another deep breath in through the nose. And exhale out. And with this last breath, I just want you to relax your shoulders and relax your body. So we're going to take one more deep breath in and exhale out. You can open your eyes now. So thank you everyone for joining in today. My name is Farah. I'm the founder of Kalm Mindfulness Consulting. It's a mindfulness consulting agency that specializes in stress and anxiety management, integrating mindfulness in the one workplace. And we also do one-on-one services as well, so just deeper healing sessions. So I'm just gonna, before I get started, I'm just gonna go into, I guess, a little bit about my story and how I kind of came into the space of mindfulness and meditation. So I actually am a SFU graduate. I specialized in business and marketing. And I graduated back in 2010, so it's been a while. And after I graduated, I actually went into the arena of sales and account management. So I used to work with a company called Pepsi, and then later moved on to a company called Maple Leaf Foods. And at that time, I was managing one of the largest accounts in Western Canada. And in 2016, I actually had a huge burnout. Now, this burnout came from just a lot of experiences leading up to that burnout. I had my dad pass away a couple of years before the burnout, and then, just my work was very demanding at the time, and life happens. All these other events happen in between as well, from, a breakup with somebody I was seeing at the time. And, eventually it came to that point of me just breaking down. Now, when I had this breakdown, I decided to just take some time off, partly because I just didn't have the energy anymore to really do anything anymore. But the other reason also why was because I knew I wasn't living my life in alignment with who I really wanted to be and what I really wanted to do in life. So I decided to buy a one-way ticket, and I ended up going to Europe, and I was there for 2 months, and I had this experience of meeting some really amazing people. And as I was meeting these people, I realized there was more to life than, my 9-to-5 job. And I felt like chasing a lot of my 20s was chasing all these external things, from, getting a nice apartment, getting a nice car, getting married, and all these other goals that I felt like I had to check off on my list. And while I was traveling, I also got introduced to meditation and mindfulness. And so, sidetrack, after Europe, I decided to come back to Canada for a bit, and I actually did apply to a couple of jobs. Because again, when you're so used to a 2-week paycheck, it's kind of scary to give that all up. So I went on this 2-month trip, came back to Canada, applied for a job, even though my heart wasn't there, just because I was scared of, the unknown and what my life would be without a job. So I actually got the job offer, and I decided, okay, should I take this? Should I not? And I guess what really helped was I have a very supportive family at the time. So, I was talking to my family, and I told them, I feel like I should take the job. It's a really good job, and it's really flexible. I'll get to, work from home and be back in Vancouver with my family. And my younger brother just asked me, okay, you take this job, and then what? You were so burnt out in your last job, and that's the reason why you quit and you left for a bit. Where are you going to be a year from now? And when he asked me where I'm going to be a year from now, I realized I would probably still be unhappy. I would have more money, I would have the job, I would have the security, but I wouldn't be happy inside. So I decided to risk it all and book another one-way ticket, and this time I went to Southeast Asia. And while I was in Southeast Asia, I had the opportunity to participate in a 10-day silent meditation, which is called a Vipassana. When I did this 10-day silent meditation, I had the opportunity to just sit in silence for 12 and a half hours a day. So for 10 days, you weren't allowed to talk to anyone. You were meant to just sit with yourself, your thoughts and your emotions. And this was the first time I'd kind of taken this intense process of just sitting with myself. What was beautiful and what came out of it was me finally kind of understanding this mind-body relationship and how we kind of live in our minds, and how so much of our beliefs about who we are built up based on, our past experiences, our childhood experiences, based on our parents, the community that we were in. And I had this opportunity to just kind of reflect on all of these experiences. So when I came out of this 10-day experience, something has shifted inside me. And I decided to just keep meditating every day. And I continued to travel through Asia. Coincidentally, shortly after that, I was in Cambodia, and I got introduced to one of my friends who actually invited me to come to Bali. And while I was in Bali, I had the opportunity to meet with some spiritual healers there. And they shared some deep inner wisdom with me, which had a profound impact in my life. And one of them was, they gave me the opportunity to just move to Bali and actually come and learn from them, which in 2018, I decided to go and do that. I decided to go live in Bali, go to this temple every day, and just kind of observe my thoughts, emotions, and learn from them. If there was a Dhamma that day that was given, I would sit there and I would listen. And through that process, I just found this profound shift in who I was. Now, the journey of, shifting into who we are or who we want to be, that never really ends. I feel like even now, I'm constantly, there are periods of highs and there's periods of lows. And especially, I think in 2020, we were all tested by this. I know I was. So I'm an entrepreneur, I own my own business, and my business took a big hit. And I'll be honest, from March to May, I was having trouble getting out of bed. I was having, a really hard time trying to figure out, okay, what am I going to do now? What is my business going to look like? Because a lot of my business was based on in-person workshops. And now that all companies switch to online, I was like, okay, what's going to happen to my business? What I decided to do, which helped me to get through my down period, was just serve and give back. So I noticed a lot of people didn't feel safe. A lot of people were struggling. And I decided to just create a space for everyone that they could come 2 times a week and just share. And we would meditate together, and everyone would share their experience, how they were doing that week. This eventually led to me moving a lot of my business online. So now a lot of my services are, I do meditations online through Airbnb. I also offer 8 weeks program. But that shift of me just deciding I'm going to serve, I'm going to do whatever I need to do to help everyone else, just created the space for me to also move past my experience. The other thing I also recommend doing that is, honestly, don't be afraid to go into your darkness. I know it feels scary when, you're having that really bad day. But if we just sit with the thoughts that we're having, the emotions that we're feeling, usually in 90 seconds, that emotion you will move through it. But the hard thing is we have these stories in our mind, and the stories are what kind of keep us there, right? Now, obviously, sometimes there are just experiences. I often refer to them as the 3Ds: death, disease, divorce. So death in your family, or, you had a near-death experience, a loved one had a divorce, or you had a breakup yourself, and disease, right? This could be someone close to you had a disease, or you had experienced yourself. These experiences do shift us. They do, tend to scare us a little bit and bring out whatever is not working anymore. So if those experiences are happening, I do encourage you to seek what you need to seek. Like, even now, I go see a therapist just because I feel like it's important to have someone to talk to, right? Again, our friends are great for this as well. And it's, I love how Rivers and both Colin mentioned that it's good to have community. But sometimes it's also okay to just go to a professional if, there are issues continue to keep going on. So especially as an entrepreneur, I know the journey can sometimes be very intense, very lonely. Like, I'm a sole entrepreneur, so a lot of times I am in my head, right? And I'm fortunate now. I have a good group of circle, and I even have some mentors that I can share some of those ideas with. But there are still days where you can just get caught up in your mind and overthink things. So it's really important to have that community that we can talk to as well. The other thing I encourage everyone to do is find a self-care routine. Now, that self-care routine is going to look different for everyone, right? Some simple things that everyone can incorporate is make sure you're eating healthy and staying hydrated. So drink lots of water, eat fruits and vegetables, go have some form of exercise, whether it's a simple thing as walking around your block, dancing if you enjoy dancing, or just doing some kind of yoga routine, whatever it is. Do something that makes you feel good. And then the other thing I also recommend is, be conscious of how much time you're spending on social media. I know sometimes, social media is a double-edged sword. Like, sometimes it's wonderful because, we get so much out of it because there's so much knowledge and there's so much wisdom on there. But sometimes it can be overwhelming too. And so it's really be conscious of how much time you're spending on there. And, for me, I've actually turned off all the notifications on my phone. The only thing I have notifications on for is text messages, phone calls, and emails. Just because I've noticed if, for me, sometimes it just gets to be too much. Even though I have all the social media apps on my phone, I don't have my notifications on. So find the rhythm that works for you. And again, sometimes just watching Netflix and binge eating is okay. I'm not saying don't do that. Sometimes we just need to have days to be. And I definitely have those days. Some weekends, I just want to stay in bed, watch TV, and just eat my chocolate. That's okay. So again, as I mentioned, self-care looks different for everyone. Find what works for you and find a balance. The other thing I would also recommend is, be conscious of who you're spending your time and energy with. I know sometimes we mean well when we're sharing, our frustrations and we feel like we're in a safe space. But be conscious, because if you're somebody might also just be having a really bad day, and you might say something, and because that person's having a bad day too, they might respond in a manner that's not ideal or what you were looking for. And now you've carried on that energy of feeling bad yourself. So, be conscious, like, again, have your friend, your circle that you feel safe in, that you feel like you can talk and you can be safe, but you don't need to share your story with everyone. And find people that, you feel really comfortable with. And the other thing I would also recommend is, get comfortable with the unknown, get comfortable with change. I think that's one thing COVID taught us last year. We really think we can be the best of planners, but life sometimes just shows us that we really aren't in control. And again, that is a practice that takes time, that takes effort. Even for me now, the unknown is very scary sometimes, and I have to sit with it and just process it. But, find things that work for you. And in general, like life's going to keep moving and happening. And sometimes we want to be, we want to like show up, but sometimes life is just gonna, there's things that happen, and it's okay to have shitty days. I just want to emphasize this. I know there's this idea that we always need to be perfect. We need to be on our best. I think especially right now with COVID, it's okay to be honest with your coworkers. I do a lot of sessions in companies, and I talk about this a lot. And I say to people, share with your team how you're feeling. But the truth is, somebody else on the team is probably going through the exact same thing you're doing, but we don't realize sometimes that it's okay for us to express to our coworkers, to the people that we spend the most time with, how we're feeling. So don't be afraid to let people know, like, hey, I'm having a really difficult day today because, I woke up and I just don't feel good. So, if I'm a little bit slower today, this is why. And, I hope it's okay. And I think even right now, especially as we're working from home, I know there's this concept of work-life balance. Personally, I don't like that term. And I feel like it's not something that really applies anymore, because especially now as more people are going to start working from home, and especially as an entrepreneur, I work on Saturdays at 11 p.m. sometimes just because I have a great idea and I want to implement it. And my best ideas come to me sometimes 11 p.m. at night, sometimes 2 in the morning. And I will do that. Now, I get it. I have that flexibility as an entrepreneur that I can do that. But even people, who work a 9-to-5 job, like find a way to incorporate exercise, food in a way that works for you, right? Because I know it's so easy to like sit at our desk all day and forget to eat, forget to get up to just even stretch. I'm guilty of that. I've done that sometimes as well. And now I literally book in lunch like into my calendar, just because some days, like, I know if I don't do that, I'm just going to end up like sitting at my desk all day. So these are some of the tips and tricks that I recommend. If you have questions specifically about something, I'm happy to answer it. And I will stick all of my social media on here as well. I do post mindfulness tips and tricks, just some of these self-care ideas that I mentioned. I have some of them up on Instagram as well that you can follow and help to build your own practice. And I did want to do a quick meditation, if that's okay, just to get everyone like is that okay?
Let's do it. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
If we run a couple minutes over here, we don't want to be rushing so that we can be more relaxed. So the answer is yes. So I'll tell you what, I will turn my mic and my camera off again and go for it.
All right, perfect. So I'm just going to do a mindfulness meditation quickly here for everyone, just to show you what you can do and how you can practice meditation on your own. So again, just like we did before, I just want you to close your eyes, and we're just going to get into comfortable position. And I can see Fiona played the music. Can everyone hear the music? Okay. All right. So just want you to close your eyes. And we're going to just start off by taking a couple of deep breaths in. So we're going to inhale through our nose and exhale out. We're going to take another deep breath in through the nose and exhale out. With this last breath, I just want you to relax and get into a comfortable position. I want you to continue to focus on your breath. if you have any thoughts coming up, just acknowledge them and come back to your breath. I want you to now just observe a bright light starting at the top of your head. I want you to allow this energy to move down your head, your eyes, your nose, your mouth, down your neck, your chest, your arms, your abdomen, down your thighs, your legs to the bottom of your feet. I want you to again visualize this bright white light starting at the bottom of your feet, moving through your legs, your thighs, your glutes, up your spine to the top of your head again. As this energy moves through you, I want you to allow it to ground you. Again, if you have any thoughts coming up, just acknowledge them and come back to your breath. I want you to now just think of one thing that you're grateful for. This could be your family, this could be your health, this could be the beautiful house space that you're in, this could be your job or your business. Just want you to think of a couple of things that you're grateful for. When you feel ready, I want you to slowly start opening your eyes and bring your attention back to this present moment. Continue to stay with your breath. Just find a detail in front of you to focus on. It could be the wall in front of you. It could be a book or an item that you see. Just focus on the details while staying with your breath. How was that? Is everyone feeling a little bit more relaxed?
I know I am.
Glad to hear that.
Yes. Now it'll be a 4-hour event now because I'm going to be talking at this speed now rather than my usual way too fast. So you've relaxed me. So hopefully I can find a balance as we continue on. So Farah, I want to thank you very much for joining us here today and providing your insights and sharing your journey with us. It's always a pleasure to see you. It's been so long since I've seen you in person, like with everybody else. I can't wait till I can meet you, give you a big, long hug, and hopefully that day will be very soon.
Me too. Me too. I really hope it's soon, and thank you again. And yeah, I hope this helped everyone. And again, I do have other resources as well. So just check us out on Instagram and Facebook. I've shared it, the information on the sticker. So
wonderful. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much. Enjoyed this.
Thank you. Okay.